A lot of people will offhandedly throw out like, I'm going to write a book. First of all, categorize it. What is happening? What's the genre? If you're like, oh, I'm going to write a book about my life. Okay, you're writing a memoir. You need to keep in mind that getting a memoir published is different, a different process. It's trickier than, well, it's just different. So as far as I understand, memoir writing or publishing a book that is a memoir that is based on your life or based on your experiences of something, true experiences of something, typically agents and publishers want to see you as some form of expert in the field, or to have some bigger public platform, or to position yourself as a face of the experience in some way publicly. So if you're just a person, an everyday person who wants to write about your difficult childhood, it's not to say that you can't do that or that it's impossible for it to get published. Absolutely not. It's just that keep in mind that at this time, publishing that traditionally is there's other elements you have to be aware of. So first of all, establish what genre you're working in and start researching titles in that genre, contemporary titles in that genre, what is being published in the last 5 years. This is very important. These are your coworkers, right? This is your industry. You can't be a jewelry designer if you have never worn jewelry, especially if you don't even know who other jewelry designers are, And it's not that this isn't a competition thing. It's not like that. No one is your competition. Our work as artists is we support each other. We all of our creativity has room. There's room for all of us. So it's not in that vein. It's just in understanding where you belong and understanding how to do it and understanding how to fit. Another thing that you might do that there's the great big debate about, but you might start short. You might not gun in the whole book at first. You might be like, I'm going to start with some short stories or some essays and see if I can get those published so I can get a feel for the process and I can get a feel for like getting my craft down and getting the hang of writing and polishing my ability to start and finish a narrative. And that will give you a little bit of like the performance anxiety to go down and give you that practice boost to be like, okay, now I can tackle 90,000 words. There's people who don't outline. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to outline. But it is my thought process that it will help you, even if it's not a hard outline, to just write ideas down. Write them down. You still need to have some place where you keep your brain outside of your actual brain, because you're going to forget stuff, it's going to get messy. So write down names of characters, write down silly little ideas, write down big thematic ideas, write down things you absolutely want to see happen in this narrative. What came through that made you want to write the story? Maybe you have a really good ending or a really good opening scene that you're like, I want to read something that has this opening scene. I want to create something that has this very unusual character. Whatever it is that came to you that made you inspired to create this, write all that down. It doesn't matter if it's logical or cohesive, it just needs to get written down. As you free up that space in your brain, it has somewhere to live now, and you can start building off of it. Once you do that, once you get like your little brainstorm, your zero draft, your idea space, you can get as meticulous as you want with this. You can also convert this into an outline that's more structured, that's like, what is the beginning of this work going to look like? You can start doing that, but maybe you don't know yet, and that's okay. You can come up with ideas, try it out, you don't have to commit to anything. Or you can just be like, I don't know, I'm going to leave that alone, but I am going to focus on what I do know, which is characters. I know a lot about who I want this character to be. I know a lot about who I want, or the setting, whatever it is. You pick the thing you know and pour a lot of thought into it. And the important thing to realize is that all the thought work, this is essential, but it's not set in stone. This is going to change. Some element of it is going to change. You will realize as you get into it, like, oh, actually, I don't really like that. I think it's better for this to happen instead. And that's okay. So just be fluid, be open-minded. Don't hold yourself to an impossible, rigid standard. Just like you're just shooting the shit. You're just figuring it out. You're just thinking. Do that, and then there's a research stage, but you don't want to get caught in the research stage, okay? If you're writing a period piece or something historical and you need to know a very intricate detail about a steam engine, don't spend 3 weeks trying to find that detail, okay? Just write it down. Hey, I'm going to need to know about this particular detail, and just write around it. But you can still immerse yourself in media and history and things that will help support the crafting of this narrative. But don't think that you have to know everything, because again, it's gonna change. You're gonna think that might be an important detail, and you might not even write that scene, or you'll write it and be like, oh, I didn't even need that detail. That's not even, that actually doesn't factor into being important. So you're deciding, you're giving yourself a hard definition, structure of what you're doing. Then you're looking at modern contemporary works in that space. Then you're doing a zero draft, you're getting some ideas down, you're seeing what's floating around in there. Then you're doing an outline. If you feel like whatever that is for you, you know, everyone outlines differently. Then you're adding some supporting materials, research, whatever you need to get this on the page, and you're just going to go for it. I think it helps to have deadlines. Give yourself some realistic, hard deadlines of like, okay, I want to have the first 30,000 words done by the end of this month. Okay, I want to have, that's pretty ambitious for someone who's maybe not very, you know, if you're a beginner. It also maybe isn't. It's it's so hard to know. Everyone is different. Everyone has a different life. Everyone has different demands in their life. Like that might be nothing to you, you know, even though that's definitely a good contribution. But yeah, just figure out what's realistic to you. And even if it's, some people do word counts, some people do time. I'm going to sit every single day and write for 10 minutes. Don't do something too impossible, but just give yourself like a realistic way to do this. You're going to have the good and bad days. Not every writing day is a good day. In fact, some people have very rough drafting experiences where they're like, holy shit, this is miserable. And then they get into editing and they love it. And then some people it's the opposite. So just honor your whatever comes through for you. Don't expect, keep your expectations like realistic, especially if this is new. Just let yourself have the freedom to try. Let yourself and deliver. The only commitment you need to hold to yourself is that you're going to finish this damn book. It doesn't matter what happens after. You can throw it in the garbage, right? I don't think you should, but if you just hold yourself to the standard that it's going to get done, then everything else, all the fears you have about what if it's not good, what if nobody wants, what if I never get a pub, no, that's irrelevant. That's not at this stage right now. Your stage is to write it, and your only thing that you must do is finish it. Finish it. Give yourself a deadline, make it happen. Tell me, what else do you need to know? Like, what else will help you conceptualize how to do this? I know this seems very vague and general. I want to give you more specific tools, but the beginning process of creating a story is vague and general, is the part that sucks. Is that there's a lot you're not going to know. And it's very misty. It's very like you're bringing things out of nothing. So it's hard to say like what, there's no exact timeline. There's no exact way to know when you're ready. You're never ready. That doesn't exist. You're making a new story that isn't here yet. So you're not going to know everything. You just got to begin. And a lot of these ideas come to us when we're already doing it. It's like creativity can come when the faucet's turned on. If you don't turn on the faucet, meaning you don't sit down to do the thing, you don't sit down to write, the creativity can't come out. You're expecting it to be these bursts of inspiration, and that's just not really the case. And people who do write a lot, they might have more ideas or be more creatively productive, meaning producing more, because they're doing it more. Their brain is in a space where it's like, okay, I'm in my creative brain more frequently. So trust that, you know, especially if you haven't done this ever, or if you just aren't, this is jumping into something new for you. Give yourself the room to hit those roadblocks where you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm confused. I'm not sure. It's okay. No one's ever sure. Even when it's done, you still feel that way. It doesn't go away. So you have to, but it gets easier to trust yourself, and it gets easier to know what you're looking at the more you have practice and the more you have feedback with like other professionals and people in your corner that are getting the work where it's going. But right now you're in the just you stage, and you're in the idea stage. It's just you and the work, you and the ideas. So be free with them. Do whatever you want. Try things out. Go off the path with where you thought it was going to go and see what happens. But yeah, just all you got to do, literally come up with some bare bones structures and then get to writing. Set your word count of what you want it to be. You can start a little lower just to give yourself the rough draft finished estimate, so you can be like, I'm going to write 50,000 words, and boom, now you have a draft. You have a novel draft. 50,000 words is a very short novel, but that's great for a rough draft. Like, you can add a lot, you can fill out a lot, you can, bloat up a chapter, add in a chapter, expand. So it's, this is stage one, and you'll have a lot of fun in revisions once you see it actually come to life. So get to writing. You got this.